Yo, what's good everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. Now in today's video, we are going to be slamming the FRS. We are going to be maxing out the coilovers that I have on the car right now. And I'm kind of not sure how it's going to turn out because there's so many reviews on the coilovers that I have that say it doesn't really sit low. And they are also budget coilovers, so I understand if it doesn't really sit low. I'm just kind of excited and I want to see what happens when you max out the coilovers. How low could you actually sit? Not even that, I'm tired of being in that like winter stance where I'm like half raised and it just looks so ugly. So I want to go ahead and go back to the slammed look that actually looks nice on the car. So right over here I have the, hold on, let me go ahead and show you guys what I have. Right over here I have my summer wheel set, and those are gonna go in the car probably within the next month or so. I'm just waiting for all the salt to come off the road, and I'm also waiting for the snow to completely stop. Currently there's no snow outside and I'm pretty sure it's a really nice day, so it should be good. But let's go ahead, lower the car, lower the coilovers, and see how it's like. Today we're going to be lowering the car, and Harsh is going to basically be doing all the work for us. I'm just going to sit here and watch. See, what you got to do is get this and just turn it. It's usually supposed to be a lot more tighter, but for some reason this one's loose. Yeah, so basically once you get this and this all the way to the bottom, that's gonna completely be slammed. Okay, so now that they're fully slammed, fully maxed out over here, all we gotta do is lock the coil.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Pretty much we got it locked up, so these should be good. Now we're gonna go ahead and move on to the rear. Okay, so as you can see, the backs are a lot harder to do just because it's harder to reach compared to the fronts. So these ones are not as easy as the fronts because the fronts were not locked. They were pretty easy to unlock, but these ones are a bit stuck. So I'm probably gonna have to spray this with WD-40 and then get these unlocked. And then we should be able to get both of these down here and pretty much slam the car. Damn, look at my hands, bro. We got it maxed out all the way back here. So we got it maxed out there as well. It's basically identical on the other side. So the coils are maxed out. So we're gonna put the tires on and pretty much slam the car.
That's actually bad.
Holy. Okay, yeah. Look at the front. So bring it to the front. Bring it to the front. Fam, it's not even a finger gap. Well, it is. No, I have to literally bend my finger. Yeah, it's not even a finger gap, and it still has to settle. Okay, so as you guys just saw, we went ahead. We lowered the FRS. We got it down to the lowest ring on the coilovers. The coilovers that I'm running on my car are the Tein street basis coilovers, but yes, these are budget coilovers, and let me show you guys how it came out. Again, these aren't the wheels that are run on my car. Once I get the Wedsports on the car, it's gonna look completely different. But here are the stock rims maxed out on the Tein street bases coilovers. In my opinion, the backs sit a lot lower. It's, again, barely a finger gap. The tire's almost touching the fender liner, which is above right over here. And I'm actually really happy with how they came out. Now here's where we run into a little bit of a problem. I want to be able to run a front lip on this car, and I used to have a front lip on this car, but as you can see, it would match the side skirts, the rear spats, and the whole entire lip kit. And if I do run a lip on the car, it's gonna sit a bit lower, and the front is already very low. And this is pretty much how low it is to the ground. Maybe on camera it doesn't look that low, but in person it's very low. So if you look at this, and look at that curb, it's a lot lower than the curb. Also, how I was saying how it's hitting the fender liner, I pretty much didn't even realize, but I lost majority of my clips. I think I had 2 clips holding it in. There is 3, but 1 was missing before, but I lost these clips, so it is kind of rubbing against the fender liner, which it isn't really a big problem, but I just have that noted. So the back is one of my favorite angles of the car just because of the blue burnt tips, and the taillights are going to change soon, so don't worry about that. But the back again is very low to the ground, and literally, like, I'm gonna try to get closer to it, but it is pretty damn close to the ground. I think I've already scraped the diffuser already. Also, it does give you a little bit of camber. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but in person you can see that there's a bit of camber, and it's very little, which I kind of like. In the front there is not really any camber at all, but I do have camber bolts that are going to camber it in a little bit more, but that's when I get my 18 by 9.5 plus 45 rims on the car. Okay, so that is going to be the end of today's video. I gotta say, I'm really happy with how it turned out. Again, like I said in the video when we installed these coilovers, I did buy them for $500, and in my opinion, for coilovers, that is serious budget coilovers. Now, I did get them used, so that's probably why I got it for a bit cheaper, but again, I'm pretty sure a lot of people sell these coilovers all the time. One thing I didn't talk about, and while driving I realized, was my exhaust. So my exhaust sits a lot lower than it did, obviously, because the car is a lot lower. So I did hear myself scrape that once or twice, but again, I have been driving a bit more careful, so hopefully nothing serious happens with being low. But again, when you lower your car, when you take the risk, you have to understand that things may happen. Again, it still has to settle, but once I add this front lip on, there's barely any space, literally barely any space for the car, so it's going to be a bit of a struggle driving with a lip, so we'll see how that goes. And then also my foot basically just fits underneath the side skirt area, so that's how low it's sitting on this side. It sits pretty low and it still has time to settle. So we installed these all in one day. Everything was recorded in one day. So when it settles a little bit more, expecting it to go a bit lower than what it's at right now. And again, it is pretty low. So make sure you guys are subscribed down below. If you made it to the end of today's video, remember to hit this video with a like. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.